Live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 1262. Today is Monday, December 9th, 2024, and I'm King here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's, you know what? No more 10ish. No more. I gotta change everything. No more 10ish. I've been out west. I've been out west now for almost a decade. That's 7ish. Every morning at 7ish. We're gonna go ahead and change it. I'm not doing this for the East Coast no more. Today's top stories: National Center for Public Policy Research proposes Bitcoin Treasury to Amazon. SEC to reject bids for spot Solana ETFs. Coffeezilla calls out insane headlines about hop to a meme coin. And Czech government moves to exempt crypto held for 3+ years from being taxed. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and check out those prices. Yes, I saw Bitcoin was at 99999 earlier. Is it still there? I hope it was. I was hoping it was still there for the show. It is. I love it. Look at that. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. Bitcoin's coming in. Oh, 100,000. It's another 100,000 day. There we go, folks. Bitcoin just went from 99999 to $100,320, up 0.49%. Ethereum at $3,932, down 1.25%. Ripple at $2.46, down 2.95%. Solana at $231, down 2%. Number 9, Cardano, $1.15, down 3.57%. And number 10, Tron at 30 cents, down 4%. Fear and Greed Index is at an 83, so still pretty high. And Bitcoin dominance, folks, is at a 54.49%. I think it was even lower yesterday, believe it or not. And Ethereum dominance is at 13.05% as all these Ethereum maxis pop out saying, we can finally do it. We can go to 7K, 10K. I'm seeing all the articles talk about various crypto numbers or price numbers and where they can get and so on and so forth. May the best altcoin win, I guess, or a crap coin, if you know what you really call them. All right, those are your prices on the day. Let me go ahead and give some quick shout outs. What up, though, to the chat. What's going on, chat? Welcome back to the show. Not a lot of news stories today. We're going to cover a couple here and there. You know we're in the bull market because I'm starting to see the same stories make their round. So we'll be talking about that. I'm over here just talking until I bring this chat up in the background. All right, boom. We in it. We got it. What up, though? Saber Save, Superman 11, Chloe Dior, JB, Wisdom Bars, Jake Fever, 100K day looking for 24 consecutive hours of 100K. You already know it. Superman 11. So why is my name different? I'm not sure. I was noticing that too. So Sashimoto Black. What's going on? They like the new color. Yeah, these new colors. We're going corporate. I got to put my button back. I got to put my button up on and start doing all my weird little things back here. All right, we're about to go corporate. I'm copying the Facebook Coinbase flow. We're going to go commercial and corporate, people. It's time to get the breadcrumbs from the big guys and big gals in space. All right, and last but not least, if you missed it, shout out to Naja Roberts. I streamed live from the Instagram yesterday, from the Gentleman of Crypto Instagram yesterday. I streamed live. I was in studio in South Central on the KBLA Day Show, Sunday Day Show. We talk about Bitcoin, crypto. Great morning show. It was on the radio here in Los Angeles and beyond, and it was a great day. So shout out to Naja Roberts, and thanks for having me on as well. All right, let's go ahead and get it started. Top story of the day. National Center for Public Policy Research proposes Bitcoin Treasury to Amazon. Before I even hop in this story, just off the headline, this is what I mean by the same thing happens in this space every couple of years. It's been about 3 years now, to be fair, probably 3 or 4 years. Good gracious. But this is like the third time Amazon has talked about doing something with Bitcoin, right? Or the talk of Amazon and Bitcoin has been in the same sentence. Whenever it happens, it is like an automatic pump, right? People just get excited about hearing it. It could be this, could be that. The market will always be in good shape when you hear this, or the Amazon stock and all that good stuff. What I will say is, when this rumor first came out, let's say it had to be at least 4 or 5 years now. Actually, it's probably 3 to 5 years ago when the rumors of this first started circulating. I remember how excited I also was, thinking this was going to be the first company to go full mainstream on Bitcoin. Like, I thought they were going to be doing what MicroStrategy is doing. So I waited for a month or 2 months for all the talk and news stories like you're seeing now. And then they had their quarterly conference call. I joined the quarterly conference call or whatever, so they can discuss stock and what was coming and blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, not only was it probably the most boring conference call I've ever been in my life. I mean, it was just so boring. but they mentioned nothing about Bitcoin. So it's like I'm on a conference call for 45 minutes to an hour, listening, hoping we'll talk about Bitcoin at some point. It will be broached. It never was. And just as quick as the rumor mill started and all articles are going on, all the excitement happened for about 6 to 8 weeks. It died after that conference call when it was confirmed, like, all right, no one talked about Bitcoin on like the conference call to stock shareholders, wherever, like it's not happening. So I think this is the same thing. I hope it would happen, right? Where it definitely makes sense, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see the same cycle because we keep people, the scammers come out every 2 or 3 years with a new scam, all right? Like the good projects come out every couple of years with a new upgrade. And the rumor mill continues to rumor every couple of years. So again, I'm just saying that it wouldn't surprise me if this did not happen. This was just a rumor mill to bolster investor confidence, whether it was in Amazon or in Bitcoin or crypto. A, B, I also think one of the roadblocks of this happening is the size of Amazon. If Amazon were to adopt Bitcoin, right? This is almost backwards for us. Those base hits to home runs, the home run being Bitcoin, the home plate being Bitcoin. So if you have to do an altcoin here or NFT there or an STO, whatever, as long as you get toward Bitcoin, it's the home run. For companies and things in the traditional sector, it's the opposite, right? Bitcoin is the base hit. Crypto/cash is the home run, or even derivatives is the home run. And I say that to say Amazon might start with a Bitcoin, but that wouldn't be their end goal. It wouldn't even make sense really unless they were just keeping it as a reserve. But they actually plan to do any business with it. It wouldn't make sense for them just to end on it. Why not? They can have their own Amazon coin, right? I say all that to say that's the same way the government is thinking as well. You remember when Facebook renamed themselves to Meta and they tried to launch I can't remember the token name that they tried to launch, but they got scared and didn't launch it, even though now in hindsight, they was like, we should have launched it. It's like DM, I think it was, or whatever. They definitely should have launched it. But essentially, Amazon would face that same type of scrutiny where the government's not stupid. It's like, no. We're not going to let you set up for Bitcoin, and then all you need to do is add your own token within 6 months because that will be the environment you're setting up. MicroStrategy, BlackRock, some of these other companies, even X, some of these other companies are different because they're not really and again, I know Amazon isn't brick and mortar, but as an example of brick and mortar sales, like selling t-shirts, items, like they don't have as much free cash flow as Amazon would say, or as incoming capital, right? These are asset management companies. So yes, they do have portfolios that belong to people, but Amazon is like, hey, no. Today, we're doing $100 million of sales. If we can do $100 million of sales and all that money goes to Amazon coin, that changes the game of America and in their business as a whole. And again, the government doesn't want that. So for me, those are some of the reasons I could easily see a pushback. And again, even last but not least, the bankers. Well, I mean, hey, talking about disrupting a business, if Amazon today were to say, fine, we're doing Bitcoin or on whatever coin, it wouldn't surprise me for bankers to come back out tomorrow and say, fine, we're not banking you anymore. Good luck getting that behemoth of a company, a bank, to do all this transactions and everything. So these are just some of the plays I think can happen. And because of that, I don't see it happening this soon. But hey, it will be amazing and great if it did. It's definitely one of the bigger companies. And if and when Amazon were to adopt Bitcoin, you better believe other companies of that same magnitude and size, the Walmarts of the world, the Targets, I think they will follow suit as well. So again, we're talking about the National Center for Public Policy said that MicroStrategy's stock outperformed Amazon's by 537% due to its Bitcoin strategy. So again, one thing I will say is that headlines and news stories like this would kind of push investors toward making that decision. So I can see Amazon investors going to the company and say, hey, MicroStrategy is doing so good with it. Why aren't we, right? But again, I think that's only going to be a small percent of investors because these business strategies are so different. MicroStrategy and Amazon are two totally different types of businesses with two totally different types of economies behind it. So again, what works for one might not work for the other the exact same way. All right, so going back to this, according to the proposal, let's see. Yeah, okay. So National Center for Public Policy Research, a Washington, D.C. based think tank championing free markets, submitted a shareholder proposal to Amazon saying that a Bitcoin corporate treasury strategy should be considered at the April 2025 shareholder meeting. So see what I mean? Like, you're about to get 4 months of hype behind this. This is for like, this is just as good for the Amazon price as it is for the crypto community. So You're about to get 4 months of this. Highly doubt it happens. Also, Amazon and companies of this size and this type of power, to me, it doesn't seem like the type to mull on things this long. Like, all right, we're going to give it another 4 or 5 months to think behind the scenes. It's like, I kind of see them, if they were to make this move, I see them coming out saying we're making that move, or you'll know in 48 hours type of deal. Not them saying we'll let you know in 4 months. This seems like a marketing campaign to me. According to the proposal, the consumer price index used to measure inflation. Am I reading that wrong? They wrote it wrong. I don't know. Used to measure inflation, which currently puts inflation at 4.95%, is a remarkably poor measure of the true currency debasement. The author suggested the true inflation rate may be double the reported CPI figure. This greatly erodes Amazon's $88 billion in cash and short-term cash equivalents, letter said. And to protect shareholder value, Bitcoin should be used to hedge against this risk, the National Center for Public Policy Research wrote. And here's that is. So, it's funny that they're coming at them. This essentially is a cold call, right? This is a cold sales call that they're doing publicly. And again, shout out to Naja Roberts. We talked about this actually yesterday on her show, or something around this, as far as some of these bigger companies looking at Bitcoin and crypto and the future of it. But this Washington, D.C. based National Center for Public Policy, essentially, when Naj and I were talking about how Bitcoin doesn't pay anybody, right? Like, there isn't, some of these different altcoins have foundations and CEOs or project managers, and they can reach out to content creators and say, hey, here's some of my token XYZ for you to do a video or you to talk about. Like, Bitcoin doesn't have that. So everyone who's talking about Bitcoin or doing things for Bitcoin are doing them for free, essentially, unless they can create some type of business around it. I say all that to say the National Center for Public Policy isn't getting paid to push this over to Amazon. This is literally just them cold calling Amazon saying, hey, have you heard about our Lord and Savior and the Bitcoin gospel, whatever? And if so, we would love for you to get on it. I would assume that a part of this cold call is them to say, hey, we have the right people to help you, sign up, reduce prices or free of charge, as long as you tell all your corporate friends. I'm sure they have some type of plan in place for that. But essentially, this is just a cold call to say, hey, we're letting you know, we've done the numbers for you. It doesn't make sense for you to keep cash. You will lose money. This doesn't really seem like Amazon waving that flag saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is what direction we're moving to. So again, with that being said, I would not expect any big news in April as far as an Amazon Bitcoin reserve or anything like that, unless there are significant changes once the new administration comes in with the new czar. Now, the new administration czar comes in, they're like, hey, crypto companies not paying taxes for 10 years, or this, that, or the other, or freedom do this, or even the vice versa, is more restrictions for cash, or the inflation rate goes even higher. Then I can see them say, all right, we do need to pivot and make a drastic measure by April. But if it's nothing drastic that happens and it's just like, okay, new presidential or, returning presidential administration, yes, we have the crypto czar, but they're not getting too crazy, which we'll talk about here. The SEC is still pushing back. So let's say we get this new administration, new czar and everything, and it's like, yeah, they're giving some favor as far as like they're not pressing down for every tax return and everything else. But if it's like nothing major, then I wouldn't expect anything. Only way to expect something if it's something major. If it's like I said, they say no crypto companies or everything held in Bitcoin is untaxable or anything like that, then we can see them head that direction. We don't hear or see that. It's not happening. It's just wishful thinking. Let's see. Oh, somebody said XRP to 1,000. This, that. Talk about wishful thinking. General Motors everywhere. Enzo said Amazon will only adopt Bitcoin. They can build something around it, especially these top corporations. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it just doesn't make, like, let me be clear. It does make sense from a technological point of view for everyone to adopt Bitcoin, but it doesn't make sense from the stress level they're going to get, right? They're going to get it from the government. They're going to get it from hackers. They're going to get it from support, people who don't know how to use it, pay for it, send it to the wrong address. It's going to be so much early on. And it's one of those things where it's really, again, it's different for the BlackRocks and the MicroStrategies, like wealth companies, tech companies. It's a little bit different because it's not so much capital going in and out the door. Like I can go on Amazon and buy a pack of pencils for $1, for $2. That's a small, it's millions of those thousands of those transactions going on, right? That's a big difference than when you're talking about, like I said, a BlackRock or MicroStrategy just saying, hey, we're going to take this whole portfolio and move it. So I say all that to say, like Enzo said, with all of that going around it, with the federal feds coming at you, having to rescale an already scaled company with a new technology in the middle of you being at your highest, that being Amazon, yeah, unless it's just like we could build something around this and really make money, it just isn't worth the stress for some of the people that are already there. Remember, people have to put this in place. There's people there right now who's like, man, I'm not trying. I'm 52. I'm not trying to learn nothing else. I'm good. I already got this position here. I'll resign before you all make me have to figure out this reserve thing. So those are some of the thoughts on it. All right. Enough about Amazon. But I wanted to stay on it because I remember how excited people got years ago and all the rumors. I mean, listen, they had me in the rumor mill. I was like, they had me on conference calls, listening. They had me on Amazon conference calls, hoping they were going to say something about Bitcoin with a buy signal ready to go. All right. SEC, as I mentioned, is back in the news to reject bids for spot Solana ETFs. Listen, do y'all not see what's happening? Really quick. This is why our government's in trouble right now. This is why our taxpayers keep paying for it. This is what Coinbase, Gruol, whatever his name was, Gruol, whatever, was talking about when he said the FDIC was intentionally telling banks and stuff not to partner or accept crypto projects and companies. All right, this is just me putting two and two together. All right. No one likes Gary Gensler. New administration has made that clear. He would be out of here. He said, hey, I do y'all one better. I'm going to resign the day you walk into office. Is the day I'm walking out the office, right? Throughout that process, within a week or whatever, Trump said, hey, not only are we coming in, we're going to fire this guy. We're getting a new crypto czar. Yeah. Hey, lock and cock them some bitches, right? We're getting a new crypto czar. Bang, bang. We out here. And then the crypto czar we find out is a Solana here, right? Oh, Solana's the future. It's going to flip Ethereum, And then Monday morning, don't these things happen at the most peculiar times? Monday morning, we wake up and the SEC is like, hey, oh, that's Solana ETF? That shit over with. Listen, if this isn't retribution, I don't know what it is, okay? Here's the thing. The Solana ETF will more than likely happen, regardless of what the current SEC is going to do, because the new crypto czar coming in is going to, yeah, he's a new crypto czar. He's a Solana guy. Like, it is going to happen. Now, if anything, the SEC just wanted to be some assholes and say, well, we'll make sure it won't happen for the next 6 months because it'll take another 3 months of a round of applications and blah, blah, blah. Like, it ain't going to happen on day one like y'all wanted it to, because I'm sure the crypto czar wanted to come in his first day in the office is like, everyone listen, Solana is an ETF. Listen, hey, moon, baby. All right, that's still going to happen. All right, it's still going to happen. But this SEC was just like, hey, I'm going out. If I'm dying, I'm bringing somebody with me. All right, they was like, even if you don't die, as long as you have a wound to last the rest of your life that everyone can ask you about, I'm a happy project. I'm a happy platform. So I'm assuming Gary Gensler and the SEC was like, all right, they won the war, but we gonna win one last battle. I'm gonna punch the mess out this guy on the way out. As they drag me out the club, I'm gonna come back in and get that one last, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get that one last go in there before they pull me up out of there. All right. Oh man, the SEC plays no games. The U.S. financial regulator has reportedly notified at least 2 of 5 issuers seeking approval for a spot SOL exchange traded fund. And really quick, I also will say, to be fair, it can be argued, and I would argue it's too early for different ETFs. The only reason I haven't argued that here and been on that high horse is because, like, people, if you know the challenge is about to change, a lot's about to change, all right? I am not fighting. I can't stop the rain either, all right? The crowd wants meme coins. We want pumps. We want cryptomania and madness. We do not want things that make sense and are technologically savvy. So it doesn't surprise me that we're trying to push in a Solana ETF. And again, I do think it's too early for it. It's just a derivative of Solana, a project that is in the works, but still have some scaling issues in the sort. But to put it like this is like, it's like it's still having, I can't even put it in words. It's still having issues. Like the amount of issues it's having from a tech side of things, and not just Solana, a few different, Ethereum too. You talk about Ethereum ETFs, and it's like the gas fees are still crazy. Why are we making an ETF out of it? Because this is the play. That's why, because this is how you get the real money. All right, we're too late to the party. There's too much knowledge, and you got to learn so much to get into crypto. Let's just make a paper derivative of it, right? The SEC says, yeah, you can after we're gone. The agency, again, has notified at least 2 of the 5 issuers seeking approval for Solana ETF, according to Fox News reporter Eleanor Terrett. The consensus here, I'm told, is that the SEC won't entertain any new crypto ETFs under the current administration. Terrett said on December 6th. Again, people, this is coming from someone who's not reading the articles before I start analyzing them. I'm reading the headlines. All right, I can't make this up. I'm reading the headlines. That's why I get so excited, because I'm like, oh, I'm in the right direction. So at least they're coming out and saying it. This is not me guessing, saying, hey, I think this is them coming out and being like, nah, we ain't do. Hey, you know what? We try to play fair. We not doing. Here's the thing, though, really quick. You can't do that, SEC. Like, you work for the American people. You're getting paid by the American people. You can't just tell the American people, all right, well, fine, we're going to stop working this part of the project for y'all until next. Here's the real reason also. Here's the other reason why they're doing it. Because there's no money to be made for this administration anymore. Womp, womp, womp. And I'm not just saying this is a Democratic and Biden thing. It would be the same for a Republican, conservative, Trump, Bush, whoever thing as well. It's for both sides. When they can't make any more, you see how quick your protections and all that don't matter when there's no more money to be made. Why are you rejecting the bid because your administration won't have anything to do with it? I thought this was about the greater good for America, right? You're supposed to be passing the baton from this administration to the next, but you're actually showing your true colors. They're rejecting it because this administration cannot any longer make capital off it. It's that simple. They're saying, hey, we can't make money. It'll go to the next one. We don't want to feed the next one, so we're going to let them do it themselves. Very un-American. I just want to point that out. Very, very un-American SEC right now. Very un-American to do this because of administration. So, and last but not least, I just want to make this clear. So we are, I'm about to say the word wrong, but we are politicizing. It was politicizing. We're politicizing crypto essentially. We're politicizing the SEC right now. If the SEC is saying, hey, we're not going to do a crypto ETF or whatever under this old administration, whoa, did politics just enter ETF bid? Like, what does politics have to do with? I thought this was for to be protect people and offer all these investment alternatives and all this stuff for Americans. But so what does an administration have to do with this? It's so funny. Let's see. Several asset managers, of course, has filed for their Solana ETFs, aiming to provide investors with direct exposure to Solana's market. Again, I also want to point out this is market manipulation to me, and it's like these companies should be sued. You're going to tell an investor this is direct exposure to Solana. I guess that's not a lie. It is a direct exposure to the market. Okay, they said market. I mean, what's more direct than getting actual Solana? That's why I still don't understand people who get all these ETFs, but whatever. Here's the scoop. You can see on X, I'll confirm the SEC Gov has notified at least 2 of the 5 prospective issuers that will reject their 19B4 filings for the spot ETFs. The consensus here, I'm told, is that the SEC won't entertain any new crypto ETFs under the current administration. That is right. They saying, forget y'all. We not cool. Keep it pushing. Let's see. Okay, they're also saying that they're assuming that if the green light does happen, they will approve a bunch on the same day. I can see that as well, because if not, you'll be getting caught playing favorites and picking sides. You can't have that in this crypto game banging space. Woo! Goodness gracious. SEC, hey, Gary, didn't I tell you? Wait, I told y'all a while ago Gary Gensler wasn't done, though. I would not be surprised if Gary Gensler left us with one last gift on the way out, when he's just like, hey, I'm gonna make all this illegal. I know it's gonna get overturned and I might even go to jail over it, but I'm gonna make all this illegal for at least 36 hours. Wouldn't surprise me. But yes, lame duck SEC, you called it, increasing their capacity to manipulate. It's a king is gang now. Hey, listen, I keep telling y'all I've been gang. I was doing this work to bring people along. I'm a naval officer, people. I just hide it real well, okay? I've been trying to bring more people there. You don't know how many people from you know how many government workers and CEOs and everybody else be asking me on a weekly, monthly basis, like, what are you doing? Come on over here with us, man. Like, come on over here. We know you can use you in the organization. It happens a lot. So yes, I am already gang, which is why I talk crazy. I was just trying to bring some more people over. Look, you can't stop the rain. Uncle Selman showed y'all, yeah, you can't stop the rain. But what you have to understand, what you need to learn how to do, is just to move up in the game. If you move up in the game, then you can start calling orders, calling shots, and everybody listens and respect it. You can't do it from the outside. You got to do it from the inside. That's the way it works, unfortunately. All right, Coffeezilla is in the news as he calls out insane headlines about how to a meme coin. YouTube investigator and Coffeezilla has called for an end to the spread of misinformation about viral influencer Haley Welch's recent controversial meme coin launch halt. I actually give Coffeezilla some props. And here's why. So I saw that the Hawk Tua coin launch. We talked about that. And even, of course, I said, as many other people said, who would buy that, right? Like, who would buy the Hawk Tua coin? I saw Coffeezilla do a breakdown of the coin, wherever I guess he called them their Twitter or one of their spaces, or whatever Clubhouse type deal. He called them. And first and foremost, I don't think old girl knew who she was talking to, because he started off the conversation, was like, why are you trying to scam people or something like that? And she was just like, the Haley Welch girl was like, if you don't like it, then get the fuck out of here or something. You can get the F off the call or something. I was like, ooh, she came with this man spicy. I'm sure she will regret it, because he made a video that already has about 4.5 million views on it, and wish that was also highlighted. I played it in the background of there. I was like, you know what, let me hear what actually happened. And goodness gracious. I'm giving Coffeezilla props, because the way she spoke to him and the treatment he got, for him to still come out and say, hey, let's stay in truth. We don't have to get carried away with headlines. Those headlines being she's scaling people for 50 million, 500 million, or whatever. It turns out it was only $1.8 million, right? But so possibly, allegedly, was a scam from $1.8 million. So shout out to Coffeezilla for at least being real enough to not let his tribe kind of overtake the narrative and really curb stump her out. And he stopped that from happening, saying, hey, it wasn't that much, guys. But regardless, I wouldn't have done it, to be fair. I wouldn't have done it. But to be fair, so that's pretty cool to see. But to be fair, there was missing money, or there was a drain on the wallets for those who aren't keeping up. The other thing I wanted to point out that I listened to was their marketing strategy, the Hawk Tua meme coin, and then Coffeezilla take. One of the things he said, and again, this is me for sure. He's like, I've heard content creators say like these people deserve it and they're stupid for buying a Hawk Tua coin or whatever. But he was like, what we don't understand is that this company was intentionally going after noobs. And they even said it on the call. They're like, no, we're going after people who know nothing about crypto, don't care about trading, don't care about anything. They just want into a community. And again, that's why I said this channel will also be changing moving forward. I'm definitely going to get more to our community, because I've noticed that too. It doesn't matter how much we talk tech or how much you're right or what works or makes sense. People don't want that in this space by the masses. So it was interesting to me to see those were the people they targeted, and those were actually the people they had as consumers and clients, the people who had no idea, no clue about crypto, but went in and spent millions of dollars on a Hawk Tua coin. I can't even believe this out loud, even though Coffeezilla says, these people don't know anything. I mean, common sense though, still. You're getting a financial token based off of somebody said who was going to spit on the tip. That's madness. That is madness right there. Listen, we are at the top, the local top for sure. But again, he came out and said it wasn't the $50 million. It wasn't a $500 million rug pull. However, he did point out that the team behind the meme coin pre-sold a few million to strategic advisors who allegedly sold early before the tokens got sniped. So essentially what they said they did, they said, hey, we didn't rug pull you all. But what they're not telling you is that they sold 96%, from what I'm gathering, allegedly, of the tokens to outside investors who rug pulled you all. So they didn't do it. The people they sold it to did it. But everybody got their money, but the people who actually bought in at the market time, as you're expected to do. So again, exactly, Jake. I'm with Jake Fever at the end of the day. I don't care. They get what they deserve, no matter how new they are. Hey, cost of tuition too. You want to enter a financial market out the blue and start throwing money at it without learning anything about it? Hey, you're going to pay that tuition. You thought you was going to be a doctor while going to school? Satoshi Slim, I actually just re-added it. Do any of y'all spend time on Clubhouse? I haven't tapped in for over 2 years. So I haven't been on Clubhouse, but you all let me know, is Clubhouse worth getting back into? Hummy, Discord is not all the way back up yet. That's the last thing I'm going to do, because once I get it up, I know everybody's going to be on it a lot. So more than likely, don't quote me, but I'm thinking Wednesday. I need about 48 more hours to do some back end stuff. Believe me, I've been nonstop on the back end, people. About 48 more hours, 72 more hours. Hopefully the goal is to have the Discord up this week, because I got like 6 movies I want to watch with y'all on there too, and some books I want to cover. So That is a goal. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm aiming toward more community than more toward tech stuff right now. So again, this meme coin mania is going to start. I'm gonna do a meme coin mania show for real. I'm not joking. We're going to do a meme coin mania show. I'm going to have a disclaimer at the beginning saying, please do not spend any of your money in meme coins. And then we're going to talk about how you should be spending all your money in meme coins. All right, we're doing it. It is what it is. Unfortunately. Czech government moves to exempt crypto held for 3+ years from being taxed. That's right. The prime minister said Czech residents would not have to report crypto transactions under $4,200 per year or pay taxes for selling digital assets held for more than 3 years. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Why is it bad, King? They're saying you won't get taxed for your crypto. You can hold it for 3 years, blah, blah, blah. It's bad for a couple of reasons. First, this number of $4,200, they're doing like you would not have to report crypto transactions under $4,200 per year. That is such a low number. They're only trying to get voters and supporters from that number. So what I mean is, like, the people who this will really affect, like, they're not going to go for this, but they're thinking, hey, the masses have less or doing less than $4,000 in transactions, right? The masses have less than 4,000. So we get the masses to sign on in this, vote for it, support it, come out and speak on it, and blah, blah, blah. Then now we can really, because now it's the bigger accounts who don't want this to happen, right? Like, so you got 15 people with a $4,000 account saying, yeah, like, this is perfect. You got the one person with a $200,000 account saying this is terrible. So for what I think, this is them just trying to get by on for the smaller people, the masses, wherever, the smaller capital type of folks. And then the second thing is this is how it starts. Once again, no, it's like they're going to start. This is 2020, December 2024. They're saying it won't be taxed if you hold it for 3+ years and it's less than 4,200. I am telling you, if this passes in another year and a half, 2 years, they're going to say, all right, you won't get taxed if you hold it for at least a year and a half and it's at least 2,000. Give it a couple more years. All right, you won't get taxed if you hold it for at least 3 months and it's no less than 500. Where we're at, right? Like right now, we're doing it. Biden just passed this thing a few years ago when he started about the $600 transactions, right? Where every transaction that's above hits the $600 mark or above, it now has to be taxed. And it has to be W-2'd and everything else. Whereas before it was like, and to be fair, that $600 thing is still crazy because in California, I know they're trying to repeal it. They may have just repealed it actually about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But the last 3 or 4 years, as long as you can steal less than $1,000. I think it was like $900 and $90, some $950. You can steal up to $950 worth of stuff from any store in California, and no one can do anything. You don't get a felony, you'll get anything. If they do catch you, you go to jail, you're going home that night if you go to jail. So this same administration who supports this is also saying, but if you're a legal business person, if you're a good citizen, if you're doing the right thing, and you do a transaction $600 or above, your mom sends you $600, right? You use your cousin or something. You do a personal transaction for $600 on PayPal, Cash App, whatever. Oh, the government needs to see that. We got to talk about that one. But you're not doing it for $950 worth of stolen stuff. Make it make sense. So again, you are absolutely insane to believe any government, not just ours or Czech Republic ones, any government where they're saying, yeah, we're doing this for fair. We're gonna make sure. No. If you wanted to really exempt crypto from taxes, don't make it a law. Just do it. Just don't do it. Just literally like, we're not going to write it up. We're just not going to do it. You don't need to write it unless you plan on changing it, which I guarantee you they plan on changing it. Right now, it's 3+ years, $4,200. Like I said, give it another 2 or 3 years. I would love to check back on these numbers then. It is going to look different. So again, I'm always for regulation, self-regulation. I am not for regular regulation. And yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. All right. Other than that, that is the show for the day. I'm looking at the last few comments. Make sure you smash that like and share. Let's see. It used to be, yeah, it was 10. Okay, thank you. Alex said it was $10,000 or something like that before it turned to 600. That's what I'm saying. Okay, they pushed the 600 back to be voted on again in 2025. No, Jake, it is not 5K. I can tell you for a fact it's not 5K because the last 2 tax seasons, all those apps I just named, PayPal, Cash App, and everything else, again, over 600. Like, let me be fair. Shout out to Cash App and PayPal. They're doing their best to be like, hey, Are you? They're asking you the same question you asking them. Hey, Cash App, you report it? Cash App, like, hey, are you reported? So to be fair for Cash App and PayPal, like, I get it. Cash App is changing right now. They're about to get super centralized. But no, for 600, they definitely was still slapping people. So whether it was in or not, it was definitely in at that time. All right. Other than that, that is the nonstop on the back. Y'all crazy. Other than that, that is show for a good day again. Smash a like, share, and I'll